Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Finally, we have some information in regards to Romeo Lavia, and he's set to miss yet another month. One more month on top of all the months that Romeo Lavia has already missed at Chelsea Football Club in his 3 seasons. I think this is his 3rd season, and he has barely played for us. I don't even recall some of the matches that he's taken part. And this is all through us trying to manage him as well. We're not trying to throw him into the deep end. We're literally giving him, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, and boom, even all throughout this, trying to manage him and trying to, slowly build him up. He's still getting injured all throughout this as well. As you guys have seen against Karabakh, within the first 5 to 6 minutes, he was injured. And it's creating a massive problem because that game, Moises Caicedo was meant to get a time off. It was meant to be his day off. Man was meant to relax. And we're going to get to Moises Caicedo because he's doing enormous amount of minutes and, someone who needs to be looked after and needs rest. And Romeo Lavia was there to cover for him, but ultimately he himself gets himself injured, and then Moises Caicedo had to, get away from his day off, basically cancel his day off, and once again play big number of minutes on top of all the minutes that Moises Caicedo has already played. So look, we need to have some uncomfortable conversation. Where do we stand in regards to Romeo Lavia? Now, Romeo Lavia, don't get me wrong, talented superstar, very, very, very good footballer. We've seen when he does feature for us, the little bits and pieces, what he can give us in the build-up, what he can give us in terms of his passing ranges from deep, what he can give us in terms of off the ball, press, win, duels, tackles, covering so much ground. Perhaps even can produce up front in terms of assists and goals. But as I said, he's barely there. I think he's only played, correct me if I'm wrong, man. I think he's only played about, actually, I don't even want to say these stats. I thought I saw someone say 19 games or something like that, 19 starts for Chelsea. I don't even think he's had 19 starts, if I'm going to be absolutely honest, in these 3 seasons. But someone put down the stats in the comment section, how his numbers at Chelsea Football Club is looking. I'll tell you this much, it's not looking good. So you have to have these uncomfortable conversations. What do you want to do with Romeo Lavia? Romeo Lavia is needed in our midfield. We can't just, drive Moises Caicedo to the mud. Like, we can't just, use him until he's absolutely got nothing available to give. This is why players like Andre Santos, Romeo Lavia, and also Enzo Fernandez, both of Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, they start on a regular basis. They need the break, and this is why Andre Santos and Romeo Lavia was meant to be, genuine backups. But when the backup is injured, and don't forget, Esugu's injured as well, you have to come to a, conversation. What do we do with Romeo Lavia? Do we stick around with him? If we do stick around with him, what is the guarantee? A lot of people will say, well, please look at Reece James. We finally got there with Reece James. Hold your horses. Yes, Reece James looking good now, but I need to see Reece James do this for a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, for us to actually say, you know what, his injuries are behind him. With Romeo Lavia, look, I've got no problems. He's young. We can stay patient, but how long are we going to stay patient for? Where's the limit? There has to be a limit, because ultimately we're in the business of winning trophies and business of doing well. We're not in the business of managing players. We're already doing that with Fofana. We did that with Reece James. Now we're having to do that with Romeo Lavia. God forbid, let's see what happens with Levi Colwell. Is he going to need to be managed as well because of his ACL injury? And ultimately, this football club isn't about managing people's minutes. It's about going out there and trying to win. And right now, Romeo Lavia is not really contributing in our success, is he? You have to ask that question. Is Romeo Lavia actually contributing to our success? Whatever little success that we've had recently, is he really contributing to that? And is he going to contribute to our future success? So look, I understand the people that want to replace him and get rid of him, but I also understand people that maybe want to give him one more chance, maybe till the end of the season, and make a decision at the end of the summer window. And look, whilst he's injured, the other problem is you can't sell him. You can't sell him. So he has to get fit. And let's go through the news right now. Romeo Lavia is set to miss at least 1 month with injury. And it further goes on to say, if Romeo Lavia is on schedule, then his first game back could be the home clash with Everton on December 13th, meaning he's set to miss 6 games between now and then due to injury. And that's 6 games on top of all the other games he's already missed this season. So many games he's already missed this season. So many games he's missed last season and the season before. He's going to miss another 6 more games. And the next upcoming matches, big, man. Big 6 games coming up and big December period, January period. What do you do? And it's not just the 6 games that he's going to miss. After the 6th game, he's going to get back into training. And then we're going to have to manage him again. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 45. So those 6 games could be 12 games before he's actually ready to participate. And if you, imagine 12 games later. We're well and truly looking into the mid level of the season. Do you know what I mean? Midway through the season. So look, Romeo Lavia is said to be out for at least 1 month due to quad injury suffered. And it's all different types of injuries as well with him. It's knee, it's ankle, it's quad, it's hamstring. Look, I feel sad for him. Ultimately, I feel sad for him, ladies and gentlemen. Look, my final verdict on Romeo Lavia, ladies and gentlemen, because he's young, maybe one last season. At least let's see through this season, see if he can find some level of fitness form, and then we'll have to make a decision in the summer window. For now, look, I say utilize someone like Reggie Walsh. I don't think it's necessary to go into the market and get another midfielder. Don't forget, Esugu is going to return back. Don't forget, we do utilize Reece James in midfield as well. I think someone like Reggie Walsh, who signed his first professional contract, I think it's best way to go about the business right now, as opposed to making some rash decisions in midfield. Because ultimately, look, Andre Santos is going to have to cover a lot of the minutes. You're still obviously going to continue using Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Esugu comes back. You don't want to bring in another midfielder who eventually will, it'll be too much. It'll be too many in this midfield, and ultimately someone's going to have to be let go of. I rather utilize our academy player Reggie Walsh, who is very much fancied by Enzo Maresca. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your final verdict on Romeo Lavia, set to miss yet another month, 6 matches, but it's going to be way more than that because we have to manage him. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Romeo Lavia in the comment section. Next up, which is related to the Lavia situation, Moises Caicedo has only rested for a total of 45 minutes this season due to the injuries to Romeo Lavia and Dario Esugu. Should Chelsea be looking at more reliable depth in the January transfer window? This is coming from PYS, just a statement, but check this out, man. 945 minutes played out of the possible 990 minutes. Moises Caicedo, look, is balling. He's absolutely killing it, but we have to be cautious that we don't just burn this guy out. Don't forget, he's gone to international duty as well for Ecuador. He's been called up, and obviously he's going to represent his nation. He needs break. He needs a break. We need to make sure that we don't just finish him. Do you know what I mean? Run him down. We don't do that. 945 minutes out of the possible 990 minutes. Wow. We need to be able to find time for this guy to take a break. But unfortunately, after the international break, Burnley, important game for the Premier League, chase Barcelona straight after that. We must win so that we can, have some hope in the Champions League to make it into top 8. If not, okay, we'll try and go into the second round from 9th place to 24th. Then you've got Arsenal after Barcelona. So matters are only getting tougher and tougher and tougher, and we need to find room for Moises Caicedo to get some time off. But how can you give him time off? His backups are injured. Moises Caicedo's backups are injured, but this is the situation right now. Now, next up, Axel Desassi is hoping Chelsea may relax their position and allow him to play for the first team again in the coming weeks. Chelsea remain intent on selling him in the January. Look, this is a sad story. It really is. I saw that recently he's captain for the academy team. He's now featuring for the academy team. brother, I don't know what has stopped you from leaving last summer. Maybe it's partly your fault. Maybe it's partly our fault. I don't know. But come January, Axel Desasi, for your own good, bro, leave Chelsea Football Club. And Chelsea Football Club as well. Do your level best to find a move from Axel Desasi. He's probably going to be worth nothing now. 6 months of doing nothing, featuring for academy squad recently, his valuation would have plummeted massively. I think this is one, I don't know, I'm pretty sure we've probably made loss on Axel Desasi. This is one that we might need to part ways with. But once again, who brought him in? Directors need to hold themselves accountable. They did get a lot of things right, but they have also made a lot of things, there's been mistakes as well. But I guess this is the nature of the business. You get some things right, you're going to get some things wrong. Axel Desasi is one of those ones that never ever fit in properly. I think there was just a one match against Manchester City, if you guys remember, where we sat deep and defended deep. That was the only time. Besides that, Axel Desasi has been a proper flop for Chelsea Football Club. And I find it very amusing where certain fans within the fan base wants Desasi to come back and bolster our defense. What bolstering, man? This guy's a finished article. Chelsea are happy with their squad and have not started any conversations for new centre-back in January transfer window. Chelsea will monitor the market in general, but are happy, and it's very quiet at the moment. Chelsea also felt there was no probably player on the market in August who could make an impact. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Latest news in regards to transfers. Obviously, transfer window will open in January. Look, I'm not surprised that we're not really looking into any centre-backs, any midfielders, anyone, to be honest. We'll see what happens when the window opens, whether we do any type of business. But I won't be surprised if we actually do nothing, because ultimately we've got a lot of defenders. Are any of the defenders supremely good enough? Probably not, but Enzo Maresca is going to have to do with that, and he has to find a good solution with the CBs that we have. Find a good pairing, and with midfield as well. We've got enough midfielders. Sure, they're injured, but there's still enough midfielders for the time being. And Reggie Walsh could be an option. So, and then in the wings and up front, I don't think we're going to do any business there. We have players coming back in the likes of Cole Palmer. We've got players next season in the likes of Coenda. So I don't think personally we're going to do any business in the January transfer market. It's mostly going to be outgoings in the likes of Desasi, in the likes of Raheem Sterling, and maybe a few other players. We'll see who else is not part of the Chelsea future. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in relation to Romeo Lavia. What do you do? What do you do? Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take it. See ya.